We're back with the Friends Foster Kittens, and today we all have something exciting to share, don't we, Phoebe? If you have been a part of our community for a while, you may know that we periodically do supply drives and fundraisers throughout the year. Oh, Chandler's saying hi to everybody. And there's actually a K-2 school here in the Birmingham area that our community here on TikTok has done several supply drives and fundraisers for. Well, last week, one of my friends who's a teacher at the school reached out to me and asked if our community would be interested in helping some of these students and teachers at the school, considering that they're getting ready to go back to school. And I said, I sure will bring it to the community. We have loved helping this school in the past, and I think it would be awesome if we could help them again. If you're new to our community, I do want to go over a couple things about the supply drive fundraisers that we do, especially supply drives that involve children. For the safety, privacy, and dignity of these kids, I do not show the kids receiving the items that all of you so graciously donate. I know for some people it is really awesome to get to see where their donations are going, but a lot of these kids are in very vulnerable situations, not to mention they're minors and they have every right to privacy just as anybody else. And the internet is forever and they don't need this part of their life as a part of their permanent digital footprint. So for those reasons, I do not share the faces or identities of any of the minors who receive the wonderful gifts that you send. I totally understand if that's a deal breaker, but the privacy and dignity and safety of these kids is not something I'm willing to waver on. I also will not be sharing the name of the school, but I can tell you some things about our sponsor school. Our sponsor school is a K-2 school. That means it's just kindergarten, first and second grade, and there are 700 students at the school. Hang on, I'm sorry, I'm distracted. Y'all are so stinking cute. It is a Title I school. Most of the kids at this school are on free and reduced lunch. The school has a high population of students who are ESL, which is English Second Language, which means a lot of these kids are bilingual, which I think is really, really cool. Aside from the students at the school, the teachers at this school are absolutely amazing. I've worked with several of them over the last few years doing different supply drives and helping specific families and sponsoring different events at the school for the kids. And these teachers advocate tirelessly for their students, and I have watched them pull out of their own pockets to buy clothes for their students and buy supplies for their classroom. And if there's anything that we could do as a community to take some of that burden off not only the teachers but the students' families themselves, then that's something that I think would be really awesome that we could do as a community. So here's the game plan. The teacher, who is my friend that I have been coordinating with, she talked to the principal and the counselor to learn what the highest needs are gonna be. And we have some teacher wish lists of new teachers who we would love to help kind of fill their classrooms. I'll share these lists over on my profile. They'll all be through Amazon and they will come directly to me. Hi. Oh, originally we were thinking about trying to get backpacks for all the kids, but after the teacher talked to the counselor, we realized that really the biggest need that a lot of these students have at school is actually clothes. Like I said, this is a K-2 school and these kids are really young and their parents pretty much all work. So if a kid gets sick during the day on themselves or soils their clothes, they don't necessarily have other clothes that they can put on, and their parents can't go to the school to give them new clothes, so they're sitting there in those soiled clothes for the rest of the day. So the teachers and counselors said a huge need and a really awesome thing to have would be clothes on hand. So we have put a lot of that kind of stuff on the Amazon wish list. Teacher and counselor also said that something that a lot of students could use is a water bottle, specifically plastic ones. We're trying to avoid metal ones, but they said the only drinks they have available at the school for the students are milk cartons from the cafeteria or water from the water fountain. Kids want to have a water bottle, so we have water bottles on the Amazon wish list as well. Aside from clothes and water bottles, the other things on the Amazon wish list are things that the students would bring to the school. You know, like kids are sent home with a list of things to bring to school to like put in their classroom. The teacher said that about 50%, hello, ladies. Anyway, the teacher told me that about 50% of the students will bring supplies and the other 50% really can't afford to, so they don't. So the other things we have on the list are all of those things that students would be asked to bring for the year. The plan is then to collect everything here, whether we get 5 donations or 5,000. Anything will be amazing and will be put to the most use possible at our sponsor school, but everything will come here. I will unpack everything and consolidate into smaller packages, and hopefully we have enough that I need to rent a U-Haul, but we will take everything up to the school the day before meet the teacher, which is like their orientation. We're gonna take everything to the school, put it in the gym, and then there will be an open invitation for families and students to come in and just take what you need. I talked to the teacher about this, and this is something that was really important to me, that this be a part of it. But one of the things that I really strive to do in these situations is provide a sense of autonomy and dignity for these families or the people who are receiving these donations. I asked the teacher, do students still write their name on stuff that they bring into the classroom? Because we did that when I was young, and she said, oh yeah. So I asked what she thought about setting up a station where the kids and families who are coming in to get donated items could write their name on things and then take it to their classroom, they're bringing it. And she said, absolutely. So that is the plan, and we are going to let people come in, take what they need. They can write their name on it. They can not write their name on it. They can do whatever they want. This is about creating bonds between kids and parents, and them seeing their parents as the star in their world. We don't need that credit. These kids, I really believe they need to see their parent as this person, this provider. And hopefully it will take a little weight off of their shoulders with feeling like they weren't able to get these items. But yeah, like I said, whether we get 5 items or 5,000, every single item will be put to good use. Again, I won't be showing the kids who are getting the items, but of course I will update y'all with things as the donations themselves come in, so that y'all can see what all our community is doing together, and hope we can take some weight off of a community that has really been struggling in the last several months. Of course, you don't have to, but if you're interested in making a donation to our sponsor school, I'll have those Amazon wish lists over on my profile. And I just hope we as a community can show these students, these families, this school, these teachers some love.